Headlines of VTV News. Coffee industry aims for $5 million export value in 2024. Overseas Vietnamese provide support to earthquake victims in Japan through charity kitchen. And later on in our world news, UN Security Council demands Houthis halt Red Sea attacks.
Broadcasting from Hanoi, the capital of Vietnam. VTV News starts right now.
Hello and welcome to VTV News, broadcast live from Hanoi. You're with me, Lina Pham, and here's the top news of the hour. On the morning of January the 11th, during the conference to summarize the work in 2023 and plan the tax for 2024 of the Ministry of Planning and Investment, Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính acknowledged the ministry's efforts in effectively coordinating with relevant ministries, branches, agencies, units, and international partners. The ministry has successfully fulfilled its role as a general and advisory agency at the strategic level. The ongoing work of improving institutions and policy mechanisms has helped overcome many difficulties and obstacles. Planning should be based on a strategic vision that brings new opportunities and values. Notably, the disbursement of public investment capital has been a positive development. The Prime Minister emphasized 8 key tax groups and three strategic breakthroughs with a focus on developing high-quality human resources and training 50,000 to 100,000 semiconductor engineers. The U.S. website Bloomberg has provided a positive outlook for Vietnam's economy in 2024. The website states that the country's GDP growth is forecast to be 6% this year and 6.4% next year. In a report published on January the 8th, based on their latest survey, Bloomberg cited analysts' opinions that Vietnam's economy is recovering. The analysts predict that it will grow by 6.3% in the first quarter and 6.5% in the April-June period. They also expect foreign direct investment to continue flowing into the country as companies expand into Vietnam to diversify and de-risk their supply chains. The analysts forecast that Vietnam will remain an attractive destination for investment in the coming years. Furthermore, the analysts anticipate that annual inflation will average a higher rate of 3.5% this year, up from 3% previously, before easing to 3.2% in 2025. Vietnam is currently the world's leading supplier of Robusta coffee. The decline in coffee production during the 2023 to 2024 crop year has resulted in record high coffee prices in the past 30 years. Crop failures and output shortages are currently posing challenges for export businesses, forcing them to adjust their business plans for the upcoming year.
Despite experiencing crop failure, Hai managed to harvest over 7 tons of coffee beans at the end of the season, resulting in a yield of over $20,000. Furthermore, coffee prices reached a record high of over $2,700 per ton.
I expect to harvest about 7 tons of coffee beans from my 2 hectares of coffee. The surge in prices helps offset the decrease in output.
The productivity of the last crop decreased by 20%, but in return, the price was high. Some households affiliated with cooperatives to produce high-quality coffee also increased their income.
Amid the difficulties caused by supply shortages, export businesses are recognizing great opportunities to increase export value, particularly to markets in Europe and Asia. These markets are experiencing an increase in imports of Vietnamese Robusta coffee.
This year, we expect another drop in output and yet another increase in prices. We maintain close relationships with cooperatives and farmers to ensure that the supply meets the strict requirements of the markets.
Businesses aim to raise product quality in order to in turn, increase the export value of Vietnamese coffee products.
According to forecasts, the export value of Vietnamese coffee is expected to reach the $5 billion mark by 2024, taking advantage of rising prices.
In 2023, Vietnam's rice export industry achieved a significant milestone by exporting approximately 8.3 million tons of rice, generating nearly $4.8 billion. This marked a 16.7% increase compared to 2022. However, experts point out that domestic rice production and consumption still face various unsustainable factors.
According to rice exporting businesses, the Vietnamese rice sector has consistently achieved significant exports worldwide over the last 3 years, surpassing the rice powerhouse, Thailand. This success is attributed to investments in improving the quality of rice. However, the level of integration in production remains limited.
The quality of Vietnamese rice here is superior to that of many countries. For example, the freshness and taste of Vietnamese rice meet global consumer preferences.
Rice export businesses face challenges, especially when rice prices surge. These difficulties are attributed to small-scale rice production, which prevents farmers from adopting scientific and technological advancements for low-emission production and earning carbon credits. To ensure sustainable exports, it is crucial to establish large-scale production linkages to reduce costs.
Rice producers should reduce production costs. They should also adopt sustainable cultivation methods and practice water conservation.
According to experts, both farmers and businesses benefit from a stable supply of both quantity and quality, as well as well-adjusted market prices. However, production linkages imply that businesses must invest comprehensively in production organization, input supply, purchasing, transportation, and processing. The capital requirements for these activities exceed the capacity of most current businesses. Therefore, solving capital and credit mechanisms is essential to unlocking the bottlenecks for rice production linkages in the future.
Red Sea tensions have spelled trouble for global supply chains. Logistics cost has increased significantly over time, posing a great challenge for Vietnam's trading activities with American and European partners. Among affected sectors, textiles, footwear, and wooden furniture have taken a hit.
This enterprise imports wooden raw materials from European countries. Their cargoes pass the Red Sea en route to Vietnam. Due to the ongoing tensions, shipping costs have increased by $1,000 for every 40-foot container.
Even though it has increased by $1,000, shipping lines are not sure if the price will continue increasing, and they will add surcharges into the bills.
Freight costs add more to product prices. Furthermore, trading time has also increased due to the tensions, thus the lack of raw materials is emerging as a real threat to production. Businesses in the aluminium sector import about 60% of their raw materials from Europe and the US. These are also their two main export markets.
Orders were signed long ago, so we cannot change the prices due to the tensions. Now, the prolonged shipping time has also put a negative impact on the costs for us.
The time around our Tet Festival is a bustling one for trading activities. Our orders have decreased or postponed until March, waiting for the situation to cool down.
The Ministry of Industry and Trade has just recommended methods for businesses to respond.
Enterprises have to negotiate with partners on extended delivery times. They have to deal with partners on additional costs due to prolonged shipping time.
Businesses should also switch to rail shipping lines and buy insurance to prevent possible risks if the Red Sea tensions remain unresolved.
According to the Department of Labor, Invalids and Social Affairs in Ho Chi Minh City, an estimated 25,000 to 29,000 part-time and seasonal workers will be needed during the upcoming Lunar New Year holiday. The majority of these job opportunities, accounting for 69.58%, are in the trade and services sector, followed by the industry and construction sector at 30.1% and the agriculture, forestry and fisheries sector at 0.32%. Industries with a high demand for workers include accommodation and catering services, wholesale and retail sales, entertainment services, healthcare, garments and textiles, and footwear. Available positions range from production workers and sales staff to shippers, security guards, and restaurant staff. Additionally, there will be a need for 49,000 to 57,000 positions in the post-Lunar New Year period. Even in a challenging economic context, it is expected that purchasing power during this year's Lunar New Year or date could increase by more than 10% compared to the same period last year. Businesses have proactively prepared the supply of essential goods, with inventory levels increasing by 10 to 25% over the same period. Following the instruction of the Ministry of Industry and Trade, several localities such as Hanoi, Ho Chi Minh City, Dong Nai, and Ninh Thuận already issued plans to implement market stabilization programs in the last few months of the year and during the year-end and Lunar New Year holidays to stimulate domestic consumption. Many businesses plan to deploy promotion programs and offer discounts on essential consumer products, especially in the months leading up to Tết. And before we move to the next part of VTV News, let's check out how the Vietnam Dong is weighed against other currencies in the world market today. Coming up next, overseas Vietnamese provide support to earthquake victims in Japan through Charity Kitchen. And businesses overcome bleak finances to secure state bonuses for workers. Saltwater intrusion from the sea into the Mekong Delta's water bodies is expected to peak in March. According to the Directorate of Water Resources, some localities along the Tiên and Hậu River, such as Vĩnh Long, Cần Thơ, Bến Tre, and Tiền Giang, may experience local saline drought. The Directorate said the intrusion would be worse than normal due to the extreme El Nino weather phenomenon. To mitigate the problem, farmers have sowed their rice earlier and increased storage of water to irrigate fruit trees. Before the ongoing dry season, local authorities tightened monitoring of saltwater intrusion to inform the public to take preventive measures and encourage households to store rainwater. In Japan, efforts to accelerate rescue work and overcome the consequences of the earthquake are still ongoing. Vietnamese people in Japan have also come together to support others by opening a charity kitchen that provides free meals at evacuation centers.
Early in the morning, a group of Vietnamese volunteers arrived at the evacuation center in a truck filled with free food for the evacuees. The dishes offered included both Japanese and Vietnamese cuisine.
Most of the people here are elderly. I received some food from them, Vietnamese food like spring rolls, and it was very delicious.
This charity kitchen is run by volunteers, most of whom are Vietnamese trainees living and working in the region. They not only perform their duties of preparing and distributing food, but also assist elderly individuals.
I have been supported by the local authorities, the Vietnamese embassy, and other Vietnamese individuals to get through the most difficult period. I'm very happy to be here to help the local people.
The group plans to expand the charity kitchen's operations to other evacuation centers. In addition to preparing free meals, they also deliver relief goods from various agencies, organizations, businesses, and individuals to both the Vietnamese community and local people affected by the earthquake.
The Department of Overseas Labor Management has announced that it will continue to accept applications for Vietnamese nurses and midwives to work in Japan. This program is implemented under the Vietnam-Japan Economic Partnership Agreement and is non-profit. Candidates who wish to participate must meet the following criteria: graduation from nursing college, general nursing 3 years, or a bachelor's degree in nursing, be under 35 years old, meet health requirements, have no criminal record or ongoing criminal prosecution according to Vietnamese law. Nursing candidates must also hold a certificate to practice medical examination and treatment as per regulations and have a minimum of 2 years of experience in nursing work. Qualified candidates can submit their applications directly or by post to the Department of Overseas Labor Management. The list of qualified candidates will be announced on the website dolab.gov.vn and communicated directly to the candidates. The deadline for applications is February the 20th. A group of students from Hoa Vang High School in Da Nang City has initiated the project Minions Accompany Students in Preventing Sexual Abuse. The goal of this project is to help children prevent and respond to cases of sexual abuse in society. Over the past 4 years, this communication team has visited numerous elementary schools, imparting valuable knowledge to thousands of students in the city.
The communication project, Minions Accompany Students in Preventing Sexual Abuse, has become familiar to many elementary school students in Da Nang City. Sex education is now being delivered to students in a unique and interesting way. The Nest Club's young participants have disseminated a lot of useful information to the students through various engaging activities. These activities include conducting a play, opening QA sessions, and displaying vividly illustrated posters.
I feel very happy because I have learned a lot about preventing sexual abuse.
The communication session organized by the club features many lively activities. Every year, we invite them to visit and raise awareness about sexual protection for children.
The club also cooperates with the school to organize a painting competition promoting sexual abuse prevention.
For us, besides regular classroom lectures, the school often organizes extracurricular activities like this. Through these activities, students can quickly absorb useful and essential knowledge.
I am glad that the program was successful and received a lot of positive responses from the children. This will motivate us to organize more sessions like this in the future.
This inspiring project has provided essential skills to thousands of children for over 4 years. It will continue to benefit more students by empowering them to protect themselves against sexual abuse.
With only 1 month left until the Lunar New Year, workers are eagerly anticipating their date bonuses. After a year of hard work, companies are now facing the task of calculating bonuses for their employees, considering the challenges they faced during the previous year's production and business activities. Despite these challenges, businesses are making efforts to maintain bonus levels for their workforce. This is the situation in Bà Rịa Vũng Tàu province.
This company, with a workforce of nearly 1,000 employees, has managed to maintain decent date bonuses despite facing difficulties in 2023. The establishment of various welfare funds early last year has played a crucial role in ensuring date bonuses for the workers.
In addition to the TET bonus regime that is still maintained, we are also making efforts to find more orders to create stable jobs for employees next year.
We will strive to boost productivity and stick with the company during this difficult period.
The year 2023 has been challenging for the leather and garment industries, which are both sectors with a large workforce. Sustaining employment has proven to be difficult, and providing TET bonuses for workers is even more complicated. Despite these challenges, many companies are making their best efforts to secure bonuses for their workers as the date holiday approaches. This footwear manufacturing company employs nearly 7,000 workers. Throughout the past year, the business experienced multiple instances of no orders, which led to temporary contract postponements and rotating layoffs. for the worker. However, the company remains committed to providing a 30th month salary bonus for its employees.
It's great that the company will still provide workers with their bonuses and gifts, even though it encountered so many challenges during the past year. So I have more reasons to continue staying with the company in the long term.
Out of nearly 200 businesses in Bà Rịa Vũng Tàu, approximately 160 have landed bonuses for their workers. These bonuses average 1 month's salary for employees who have completed a full 12 months in the year.
On January the 9th and 10th, the Coast Guard Region 1 Command collaborated with party committees and local authorities to organize activities with the theme Spring on Borders and Islands State Holiday in Bạch Long Vĩ Island District. This event aimed to prepare for the celebration of Lunar New Year 2024 and effectively implement the mass mobilization program Coast Guard Accompanying Fishermen. The program included several meaningful activities such as offering incense at the Martyrs Memorial of Bạch Long Vĩ District and a sticky rice making contest. In recent years, the people and authorities of many localities have joined force to develop creative programs for a better livelihood in Nghĩa Đô Commune, Bảo Yên District, Lào Cai Province. One such program is community tourism. Besides pure agricultural work, this model has brought about positive change for the community.
Lương Cao Thế, vice chairman of the local people's committee, has diligently taught his neighbors to build tourism homestays. The people here are only ever familiar with agricultural production, but they have difficulties when they started working in tourism.
We encouraged people to harvest environmentally friendly materials to make decorative garments that would blend in well with natural landscape. Everything should be spotless from our entrances to gardens.
They also provide guidance on trust categorization and livestock care. He wishes for the community to appear and feel clean while retaining the original ethnic touch. 2 years since the community tourism model was first implemented, 28 more ethnic households have joined the local homestay business.
Our family used to barely make ends meet. However, we have earned our first profits from this tourism program and have been able to afford our children's education.
I think this kind of service is a fun job to do. Even though it can be too much on my own sometimes, I get to welcome guests from everywhere in the country, with their own unique lifestyle and backgrounds.
In 2023, 5 homestays in Nghĩa Đô Commune won the ASEAN Tourism Awards 2023.
Bearing the responsibility of both a community leader and a member of the party, I have taken it upon myself to do tourism for my family and then encourage my fellow ethnic people to follow suit. I will continue to persuade those who haven't. I want them to make a sustainable livelihood for themselves. More importantly, I want to develop my hometown both socially and economically.
Coming up next in our world news, UN Security Council demands Houthis halt Red Sea attacks. And according to WHO, COVID is still a threat. The United Nations Security Council adopted a resolution on the maintenance of international peace and security in the Red Sea on Wednesday, with 11 votes for, none against, and 4 abstaining countries. The Security Council's resolution called on Yemen-based Houthis to halt their attacks on shipping in the Red Sea and Gulf of Aden, saying they threaten maritime security, international shipping, and commerce. The Houthis have launched drones and missiles at more than 20 ships since Israel started its operation against Hamas in Gaza Strip, saying that in solidarity with Palestinians in Gaza, they are targeting vessels with Israeli links or were sailing to Israel. The World Health Organization, or WHO, on Wednesday warned that COVID-19 is still a major threat despite partially passing under the radar. The United Nations agency noted that almost 10,000 COVID-19 deaths were reported in December, with a 42% increase in hospitalizations and a 62% increase in intensive care and unit admissions compared with November. However, the figures are based on data from less than 50 countries, mostly in Europe and the Americas. The increase in transmission last month was fueled by gatherings over the Christmas holiday period and by the JN1 variant, which is now the most commonly reported around the globe. The WHO continues to call on individuals to be vaccinated, to test, and to wear masks where needed. The main focus at the ongoing Consumer Electronics Show, or CES 2024 in Las Vegas, is artificial intelligence, or AI. The emergence of AI and its various applications at the world's most powerful tech event signifies the beginning of a new era of technology.
Glasses equipped with AI can make the lives and activities of blind people less difficult. This technology allows the AI to see what you see, serving as your assistant in your everyday life. These are just a few examples of the applications that AI tech companies are showcasing at this year's CES.
AI is everywhere. I keep saying there's probably 90% of companies at CES have AI incorporated in some way, shape, or form. And we're seeing that, from the very dramatic, an AI bartender there, to AI autonomous drivers. I think this is just the beginning, and we're going to see a lot of innovation. We're going to see companies taking AI.
Exhibitors at CES typically embrace the latest hot topic in tech, and this year is no exception. The event showcases a wide range of AI technologies that aim to simplify people's lives.
AI makes people more efficient and it saves lives.
With the latest innovations in artificial intelligence, tech enthusiasts from around the world have a lot to discover.
I'm coming to see AI. I saw a lot of products which are connected to AI, like small cameras, which recognize you and estimate your age and your health and everything, and your attitude.
CES, organized annually, serves as the proving ground for breakthrough technologies and global innovators. This year's event will take place from January 9th to January 12th.
Up next, let's take a look at the weather forecast. And that's it for this edition of VTV News. Thank you very much for watching. To rewatch our program, you can download VTV Go from App Store or Google Play, or tune in our YouTube channel at youtube.com/VTV4Go. Goodbye for now.